Education system. Benny Henderson explains some issues with school. He says just because everyone goes to school doesn't mean it's good.
You remember school, right? That place that you had to go when you were a kid? Where your movements are controlled by the bell? Where you're told what to do and what to think? Have you ever realized how comparable school is to colonialism? When you're colonized, colonial powers like to tell you that they know better for you. That is for your own good. This is generally not the truth. Take the Republic of Congo, for example. When Congo was colonized, people were told to forget about their culture. A culture which was ceremonial music, dance, sculpture, and storytelling, and instead adopt the culture of the French. They were told not to speak their native Bantu languages. It was illegal to protest. It intensified regional rivalries and divided people into one country. And the effects didn't disappear when France left in 1960. The Republic of Congo still struggles from political instability, poverty, and foreign corporations extracting resources. In the end, the Republic of Congo is not better off thanks to colonialism. Now think of kids in school today. Kids are told that school is good for them, that it's for their own benefit. And although this isn't necessarily wrong, kids in school can't be themselves. They have to think and act a certain way. They can't question rules. They're taught to become followers that will work for someone else instead of innovative leaders that will think outside the box. This is obviously a problem. This is obviously a problem as school is supposed to be helpful. These things are not supposed to be simple. Nearly every kid in America goes to school. It's even illegal not to, so it's not a choice. And that means if school does things badly, then everyone's affected. And according to the National Library of Medicine, depression is a common issue among students in the U.S., and 20% of them may have a depressive disorder spanning 12 months or more. 20%? That's 1 in 5 students. 1 in 5 students are depressed. Depression should not be this common. We need to do something, but what do we do? Well, the easiest problem to fix would be not being allowed to question anything. We should be able to ask why. If we aren't, staff can just tell us to do anything we need to do. This causes people not to question things. Questioning things is an important skill. What if someone told a student to do something bad? What if they were taught in school to always do what adults say without asking why? Questioning should not be considered talking back. The next problem is how hard you work. Although this may not sound like a real problem, a study done by the National Library of Medicine showed this. Students continuously experience pressure from various sources during academic life, which ultimately leads to stress among students. Stress is a common factor that largely diminishes individual morale. The Library of Medicine also goes on to say that when stress gets too high, it causes depression. Here are 2 possible solutions to this. 1. No/reduced homework. We are working in school for 7 hours straight. This is hard enough without having to go home and work and spend our free time doing even more work. There's no time for our own projects. There's no time for our own interests. If you have a big project, it's especially hard to work on it and work on it and homework at the same time. Homework is also really bad if you have extracurricular activities. Homework could be optional or just be optional. 2. Spread out the workload. Don't have overlapping important assignments. When we have 3 projects at once, it's not fun. Check what other teachers are doing before you assign an important assignment. When I say project, I mean important assignments that you have to do outside of class. Also, don't put everything at the end of the school year. After an entire school year of working, we're tired. This means that it's probably not the best time to put every single important assignment. Spread things out evenly. The final, biggest problem with school is how school discourages creativity. When you're writing something, you usually have a topic that you're told to write about. An example of this, the TED Talk. We were told to write about Africa. I didn't, and that made it really hard to write the script. When you were told what to do, it's easier just to do it. It's easier not to be creative. Over time, you learn that creativity is bad for you. This is not true. Creativity is one of the most important skills you can have. Most of the time, you don't need to know the quadratic formula. Most of the time, the proper MLA format's not very helpful. But you need creativity to be successful, and school discourages it.